Hobbs, Kessler. The high school phenomenon who has the high school record, the U20 record, broken the NCAA record. Isn't it kind of weird when you're looking back on previous races and you see someone who is fast now? This person's Hobbs. It's funny because I was looking back at his previous results and some of my older videos and he was always there. Alright, here's two races right here. This is regionals and the Bath Invitational. Two of the Lansing boys, Penske and Andrew Lane, both beat Hobbs Kessler. It's so weird because these are people I raced before. Both of these guys, you know, like, they're fast. And they both beat Hobbs. Look at this too. Look at this too. As you can see, Hobbs in this race got 6. Evan Bishop and Brendan Favazza, they were like the talk of that race because they both were Foot Locker finalists and, you know, both very fast people. Hobbs, like, he just wasn't in the conversation at that point. Here, I recorded this race too, and like, I never noticed Hobbs. Look at the finish of this race.
I think this one 8.
You see how Hobbs, like, didn't have that kick then? Now he has a tremendous kick. If you're at the end of the race with Hobbs, you're probably gonna lose. Look at this. This is the state finals. You can tell, like, Carter Solomon was first and Hobbs got 6. The first time I've ever seen Hobbs was in this race. I remember watching the race because I was really curious to see who would win. I was expecting Carter to win. I remember just seeing some people, like, I recognized, like, oh yeah, this guy's from this school and this guy's like this fast guy. But then I noticed some, like, kid, which was Hobbs, go by and I'm like, you know, I don't remember who this guy is. And it's funny because the little rivalry between Hobbs Kessler and Riley Hugh, it was still there. It's always been there. States is this, I don't know when I'll post this, but States is this weekend. So you know, we're gonna see a race between Hobbs and Riley again. And honestly, yeah, Hobbs is gonna win, I think. But Riley's not gonna be too far behind because Hobbs has the 4x8 before. The first time I actually seen him like run fast was at some meet in Eastern Michigan. I was going with some teammates, you know, we were watching it, and I just remember the 1600. I was like, there was this kid who was running so fast, and I thought it was Patrick Burns. It was in the 1600. I think he ran like 4:16 or something. But I was like, oh yeah, that's probably Patrick. Like, guys, it kind of looks like him, you know. I was kind of far away, so I couldn't really tell up close. Then I was looking at the results, so I'm like, Hobbs Kessler, like, who's this kid? Like, he ran like super fast. Like, I'm like, and I searched it up and he was like Ann Arbor Skyline. So I'm like, oh, I didn't know. But like later on that season, like at States, I got to see the, I believe it was the DMR. And our team ran the DMR at States. We were in the slow heat though. But his team was in the fast heat. And I remember just seeing like him and 2 other really fast runners. But they were just in a pack in the 16. And I think they were just running in the last lap. You could just tell like Hobbs just took off. Like, I don't know what happened between his junior and senior year. The junior year, he was also really fast. Don't get me wrong. He was really fast. But, you know, as a senior, he's a different runner. Look at this clip.
Coming down the last 50 meters here.
That clip was of Carter Solomon versus Hobbs Kessler at the state mile in around 2020, I believe. I remember just watching that race. And I really thought Hobbs was going to win because, like, you know, he had a really good kick. But Carter has a really good kick too now. I'm not sure if he would beat him, like, today, probably not. But, like, still, at the time, it was something. Hobbs versus Jakob. I think that's going to be the main highlight of the 2024 Olympics. Because both are youngsters, and they're both phenomenon. I remember back in high school, I was a freshman, and I was looking at Twitter, and I saw, like, one of the headlines. It was, like, the 4-minute mile has been broken by a 16-year-old. I'm like, what? That's the first time I saw Jakob. Jakob has a lot of experience compared to Hobbs. Hobbs is new, but that's the thing. Hobbs has still a lot to learn, and as he's learned, he's just going to keep dropping time. Jakob has all that experience. It might be harder for him to drop time, but I think when it comes down to a race, he'll still be able to win. This is what Hobbs ran outside of Michigan. In Michigan, he hasn't ran like a full-on, like, full effort, I feel like, yet. I mean, he broke 9, but as you can tell, like, that's not impressive when you can run a 3:34.15. I mean, it's still impressive, but it's not at your fitness level. It's like someone running a 5-minute mile and running a 12 minutes 16. It just doesn't compare. I feel like he really has gone all out when he has traveled away from Michigan. As you can tell, like that 3:34, 8:39, like 3:40 even, like those are some really good times. He's just started out, if you really think about it. Like he's only been racing for 4 or 5, maybe 6 years now. So that's like relatively new compared to some of these professionals. It's probably been like a decade plus. Jakob would be probably around 10 years now, probably, maybe 11. I'm not sure exactly when he started running, but I think he's 20 now. Hobbs is still like new to this, so there's still so much more for him. And that's the thing too. He's not a kid, but he's still a high schooler. So like physically, you know, he still has a lot more to mature, which will help. I feel like at the moment though, Hobbs doesn't compete with Jakob. I mean, you can tell his 1500 is 3:28. That's like 6 seconds. 3:34 is really fast, but 3:28 is just on a whole different level. I'm sure in 2024 we'll see both of them at the Olympic finals. Hobbs will probably be fast enough, hopefully, and both of them hopefully will be injury free. It'd be really cool just to see someone from Michigan compete, you know, especially in a distance event like that. I'm not trying to discount any other runners who are probably going to be in that field. There's probably going to be there's probably going to be other Americans who are probably, you know, pretty fast, and other like Kenyans and stuff. I don't want to discredit that. It's just like right now, like Hobbs and Jakob have just been really just names thrown out there. That's the other thing that's going to be really cool to see, the American versus the Norwegian. It's going to be kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of setting up to be like Roger Bannister versus John Laney. Like, I feel like those two people are going to be competing for the world record in either the mile or the freaking 1500. I don't know. I mean, there's other people out there who is also competing for it. So it's just, the world of running just keeps going up. And like Hobbs, you know, it's really cool just to see an American who has such potential just to be able to hopefully break that record again one day. Jakob, you know, another person who's been out there, like, he just has so much talent, and it's going to be really cool to see those two compete. In 2024, it's going to be really cool to see what they can do against each other when they're competing. It's not, I feel like it's not just going to be the Olympics. You know, you have the world finals, you have other meets around the country, the world. They both still have so much more they can accomplish. The thing is, though, like, currently Hobbs' best event is probably the mile, and his, like, professional result is that 1500. In the 32, he ran 8:39 against high schoolers, but, like, if you think about it, he probably can go so much faster still. That 5K can be dropped probably by a minute. The 800, he has a pretty good 800 149. I'm sure he can still go faster with pros or collegiate athletes. With Jakob, I'm pretty sure he's going to qualify for the Olympic finals, and I'm sure he's going to be up there, probably medal for sure. I don't believe that Hobbs is going to qualify for the Olympic finals, but I think he's going to probably do well at the trials. I think he's going to place kind of high. He's going to be really close. That's just kind of my thoughts about like what's been happening with Hobbs and Jakob. You know, Jakob threw down a nasty 1500 in bad conditions, and that was pretty cool to see. So, I mean, I'm really curious to see what he's going to do at States. Let me know down below, who do you think would win in the 2024 Olympics in the 1500 between Hobbs and Jakob? Thanks again, guys, for watching.